New ships, close testing 0.11.10. American researchable hybrid battleships. Okay, I have to know. I have to know at this point, who is it or... Wait, hybrid battleships, Nebraska, Delaware, and Louisiana, Pan-Asian Tier 3 cruiser Ning Hai, and Tier 9 battleship Sun Yat-Sen, Commonwealth Tier 9 cruiser Hector, and British Tier 8 submarine Alliance has been added to the game for testing. Okay, look, I really have to know, who is it over at Wargaming? Who is the guy in charge of game development or game direction that is convinced that what this game needs, what this game craves, what is the best thing for the future of this game is to add hybrid BBs, aka more planes, and more subs to the game? Like, who there is it that is clearly convinced that this is the way? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, who is it who's so convinced that this is the path we should be aiming for? Because the feedback regarding subs, yikes. The feedback regarding carriers, yikes. So who is it that's so convinced that we need more of this? I don't understand that. I genuinely don't understand why. A new researchable branch of American hybrid battleships will be added to the game in the upcoming test session. Each of these ships has main battery guns with good firing range, so they're gonna sit really far back, though not the highest damage per minute, as well as a squadron of dive bombers equipped with HE bombs. Oh Jesus. Are these gonna be the, like, some midway dive bombers or something? Shitting on DDs and stuff? These aircraft are not available to activate at the beginning of a battle and are subject to significant preparation time, which carriers should be subject to as well. Did you know that in the past, in the RTS era, carriers had plane preparation time? And it was like more than a minute before you could actually send out any squadrons, because the planes had to prepare. And during the during the CV rework, they started the CV rework with having this delay. But then they decided that no, they should be able to launch planes instantly because it would be boring to wait. Ignoring the fact that every other class has to wait until they sail into range, or battleships have to wait 30-40 seconds for the guns to reload. The idea that carriers would have to wait was already back then a ridiculous idea to them. They couldn't even entertain it. No, we can't let our carrier friends have to wait like everyone else. They have to be able to launch planes instantly. But apparently these aircraft have a preparation time. Oh, and DDs have to wait for their torpedoes to load, like often several minutes. It's interesting for sure that there is one class that is exempt for this. The large number of planes per squadron allows for good damage to be dealt with this aircraft. Oh Jesus. However, the planes do not return to the ship after use. Instead, a full squadron is stored on your ship at once after a long cooldown. So, in other words, you have a large number of planes that do good damage, and you don't need to care one bit about the survival of these planes. If they get shot down, it means absolutely nothing to you, because they're going to regen anyway. Whereas the guy who's going to suffer this good damage gets absolutely no reward for shooting down his planes, because he knows that, well, they're just going to respawn. The full squad is just going to respawn. So his AA is even less effective. Wow. Who thinks this is like... This is a rewarding concept? That's what I don't understand. Who thinks this is a rewarding concept for the guy? Like, this is probably really fun for the guy playing the ship. The guy playing this one is gonna be fucking laughing like, oh man, let's dive bomb him. Oh, I lost my planes. Who cares? They'll respawn. But the guy on the receiving end being fucked over by dive bombers, and then you shoot them down, and then, like, you know, you literally didn't cause that other guy any pain at all. Like, he doesn't care. They're respawning anyway. I feel like they moved away from the concept of fear for the player and fear for the guy playing against the player. They moved away from that, and now all they care about is that the guy in the helm of the ship they're selling having a good time, and everyone else can go fuck themselves. I don't like it. I don't like it. It should be like, there should be a penalty for losing your squad, and the fact that there is none is sad. The new battleships stand out with good maneuverability and speed, which makes it possible to change flanks if need arises. The most vulnerable part of these ships is their large, lightly armored aircraft hangars, which form part of the superstructure. Thanks to their good firing range and fully controllable aircraft squadrons, these newcomers can provide effective support to their team. These ship consumables are composed of damage, control party, and repair party with standard characteristics, as well as a fighter. As far as anti-submarine tools, these ships will come equipped with a standard depth charge airstrike. If testing of this armament on the American branch of research about hybrid battleships is successful, we will consider adding this armament to the hybrid ships already present in the game. Does that mean Dutch? Because the Dutch aren't hybrid ships. They're just cruisers that can call in an airstrike. Are they gonna screw over the Dutch again? For some reason they've just decided that the Dutch shouldn't have any ASW. Because this means the hybrid. They're not hybrids. The Dutch are not hybrids. So this is only for the hybrids. This just means buffs to all the hybrid ships, but not the Dutch. And the Dutch have been without any ASW since forever. Toanese, Kearsarge, yes. That's kind of baffling, man. That's kind of baffling. Like, poor Dutch ships. Why aren't they getting this? 100% Dutch cruisers. Did they say so? That would be about time. That would be about time. I'm sad that it took for them to release a whole new hybrid tech tree line of battleships before they decided that the Dutch ships need ASW, but if the Dutch ships get ASW finally, then that is certainly a good change. Giving an entire nation no fucking ASW is just baffling to me. Okay, well, first of all, you can see how weird the camera angles are in the new camera. You can see how weird it is. Do you see how distorted this ship is? Like, it's fish lens distorted. Can you guys see it? The way it's like stretching awkwardly. This kind of highlights what I don't like about the new camera. But even then, that is not a beautiful ship, man. That is like, ish. The ship is bending? Yeah, it's bending because of this distortion. That's a large tumor. Holy shit. A fast aircraft carrier battleship with powerful anti-aircraft defenses and 6 406mm guns mounted on the ship's bow. So you can sit nose in with your guns. And you get powerful AA. And you're fast as well. And you got dive bombers. Okay. Do they actually mean powerful anti-aircraft, or is it powerful anti-aircraft? You never know with wargaming. American battleship Delaware. Holy fuck, this is a long ship. Yo, this is a long boy. Look how long this thing is. Jesus. Like, the turrets are in the middle of the ship. Like, you could end the ship here and it would be okay. But then it has like schnoes. Holy schnoes. That's a lot of schnoes on this thing. It's a CV, so the A is probably powerful. I don't know, man. It's also a battleship, so that means wargaming doesn't give it that much AA. We'll see. Yo, that's a lot of schnoes, though. Holy shit. Like, this is a long goddamn boat. A project for a large hybrid battleship based on the Iowa-class hull. But I think Iowa turrets are like here. They're like here, aren't they? Like one here and one here, the Iowa. Along with similar AA defenses, armor, and speed as the Iowas. Interesting. Or is it just like... I don't get at this. Or is it... I don't know if it's the distortion or if the schnoes actually looks like this. American battleship Louisiana. Tier 10. Montana class. Armed with 10 406mm guns. Wait, 10. 3-3, so what, is a quad turret in the back? What's with Americans being given quad turrets? I don't think did they ever use quad turrets? I don't think they did. That was like a French thing, wasn't it? They slapped that on the Florida as well, the quad turret. But I don't think they ever made one. Yeah, Florida is also a fantasy ship though. Like a blueprint ship. I don't think they ever built one actually. But like... how can you look at this and... this is what the game needs? I don't know, man. I don't know. Why do they need the turret? Or why do they need that? Ship stats. American battleship Nebraska 71.1k. That's quite nice for tier 8. Holy shit, that's a lot of health for tier 8. Wait, Bismarck is 869. So is Tirpitz. That's a lot of health for a tier 8 battleship. God damn. That's a lot of health for a tier... what the fuck? And I think like, isn't NC 60 something K? 66k or something? I don't remember what it was, 62? Something 60-ish. 71.1k is a lot of health. 66? Yeah, that was NC. 32mm plating, okay, so it's not that vulnerable. Torpedo belt, it's not anything special, but it's not the end of the world either. It's only 6 guns though. 406s. 27 reload for 6 guns, that's pretty 2.0 Sigma though. 2.0 Sigma. Accurate guns though. Accurate. Airstrike, DC, reload time 30. Wait, is this depth charges? This is the depth charge. This is the depth charge. Okay, holy shit. I was like, hold on. Jesus, no, this is depth charges. Jesus. Whew. Okay, reload time, available flights, 10 km range, drops 1 gun. Wait, number of attack aircraft in attacking flight 1. Number of bombs in payload 1. Wait, is it dropping 1 depth charge bomb? Am I misreading this? Okay, am I being dented? Am I being dented? Or is this the depth charge power that they're getting? One bomb. One plane that drops 1 bomb that deals 1.6k, provided it hits perfectly. That's it? What? So if I run into a tier 10 sub, even if I drop... well, it's got what, 18k? Over 18k health. So even if I drop 10 perfect bombs over 5 minutes, I still won't kill him. And those have to be pinpoint perfect, every single one. Even 11 won't kill him. Like most of the time, you're gonna deal a third of this damage. You're gonna deal a third of this damage. So you're gonna deal like what, 500? 533? 533. So one of the subs is what, 18.9k health? And you're hitting him for 533 on average per bomb, provided you're hitting every single bomb. So you need 34 strikes. And if you got a 30-second cooldown, this will take you 17.7 minutes. So if you at the very start of the game start dropping bombs on him, by the end of the match you will have killed the submarine. Wow. That is impressive indeed. Truly. That is Wow, strong seems very powerful. Very powerful. We have to get a lot of floods and a lot of fires, I guess. And he has to not DCP them. Wow, okay. AA. 459, short range, but it's 70% hit probability, so that's gonna drop 30% of that. 8 flak though. 8 flak. On the Nebraska. 8 flak. Jesus, isn't 8 flak quite a lot? Is that just... What about the... I remember when NC was... the American BB Chad. The AA Chad. What is NC's AA these days? It also has 8 flak. Is it actually almost identical? No, wait, this guy's a better mid-range. 389 mid, 172. It's got better mid-range. It's about the same long range. NCAA. I mean, we all know NCAA doesn't defend against the carrier in 2022. That's probably gonna be pretty suffering. 1540 flak. That's, yeah, it's kind of the same, honestly. It's basically NCAA. This is not a defend. You can't defend against the carrier with this, so. I mean, it's better than nothing, but still. Oh, here's the aircraft. Hit points 229, cruising speed 135 knots. Maximum speed 173, holy shit. Size of attacking flight 5. Aircraft per squadron 5. Detectability range 10 km. So wait, you attack with 5 planes. Bombs in payload 2. Wait, 10 bombs? Wait, am I misreading this? Am I misreading? Size of attacking flight 5. Aircraft per squadron 5. Bombs in payload 2. So isn't that 10 bombs with an alpha damage of 7.3k, 42mm armor pen, and 46% fire chance? I mean, isn't that... Okay, what? Isn't that... I think that HE alpha is actually the same as... It's a higher HE alpha than a Conqueror. So you basically... You're dropping 10 Conqueror shells on a guy at tier 8. You're dropping 10 Conqueror shells on a tier 8. Okay. Ow? Hello? At tier 8 you're gonna pen basically anything you drop. Yo, you guys are gonna really fucking enjoy yourself when you're playing your Colorado. you're fucking sailing up a flank in your Colorado, and then this fucker shows up at 173 knots and drops 10 Conqueror shells on your ass. And then he comes around the corner and starts overmatching you. That's when you know, man, this is a World of Warships game for sure. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. Maximum speed 30. That's pretty fast. Wait, what? How's the turning circle radius 760? Wait, isn't this the fucking... How does this thing turn in 760 meters? It turns tighter than cruisers. That's Des Moines turning circle. 760 meter turning circle. That's a fucking long ass ship. 760 meter turning circle. I mean, what? Colorado is so slow. Can he pull it off? He's got 640. What's NC? Is it like NC turning circle? It's NC turning circle, except it's faster than the NC. I think it's quite a lot faster actually. This is with speed flag. So it's 2.5 knots faster than the North Carolina. But it turned, and longer, but it has the same turning circle. Okay, maybe I probably don't understand physics at all, because that doesn't sound plausible. Because how does a longer and faster ship have a tighter turning circle? But rudder shift roughly the same, 16.2. I think it was 15.2 for the NC. 1 second slower. Surface detectability 15.2. 15.2. Concealment expert, concealment module 12.3. 12.3 conceal. Jesus. Okay. That's really good. NC has much better rudder. No? NC has 15.2. This one has 16.2. What are you talking about? NC rudder 15.2. Yeah. 1 second. What do you mean much better? Huh? Right? Thank you, Marmite. Jesus. Interesting. So what's the weakness on this thing? The vulnerable superstructure? Is and like the lack of guns. But it makes up for it pretty fucking heavily with health, conceal, speed. Like really good speed. And the bombs make up for the lack of firepower. But it has 2.0 Sigma on the guns, so... Huh. We'll see. Seems pretty nasty. It will get smashed by subs. I mean, how does this make it unique? Take Busy, thank you for the 18, and thank you Rugger Bunny for the 10. Delaware. 80.8k. This thing was long as hell. This one thing had a giga nose. Torpedo protection 25. Main battery 1x2, 2x3. Wait, what? Oh. Wait, so he has 8 guns? A double and 2 triples. Wait, this was Delaware. Okay, so he has 1 double in the back. There's 1 double in the back. That is a pretty underwhelming gun to have in the back. Sigma 1.9, that's really good. That's really good. 1.9 Sigma? What's Iowa Sigma? I've forgotten. What is Iowa Sigma? Let's see. USA. Main battery. Kansas 1.7, Georgia 1.8. Iowa has 1.9 as well. So same Sigma as Iowa. The 2.0 Sigma on the tier 8 is really nice though, because that's the same as NC. Firing range 21.6, very good range. 5.7. 13.5 AP. 13.5 AP. 13.5 AP. Yeah, it's the same. 762 meter per second shell velocity. Yeah, it's identical to Iowa AP, so it's Iowa guns basically. It's full on copy paste Iowa guns, I think. Sigma, dispersion, rudder, or sorry, turning time, reload, everything. This is straight up just 8 Iowa guns. Okay, here's the depth charge. 1 plane, 1 bomb, 4.2k alpha. Okay, so you go from 1.6 to 4.2. That's a significant increase. That's like 150% increase in damage. Interesting. But it's still only 1 bomb, but still a huge damage increase. Secondaries, underwhelming, don't even bother. AA, 175, 469, 175. That mid-range looks pretty strong. 469 mid-range. American and these tend to have pretty good mid-range AA. What does this thing have? 483 and 8 flak. So I think it's kind of very similar to Iowa AA. I mean, the big issue with these AAs is hit probability is low and range is low. So you struggle to actually shoot down anything because of it. Dive bombers, 2630, cruising speed 135, 172. 5 planes, 5 per squadron. Bombs in payload 2. Same kind of bombs. This looks identical, just a bit more health on the planes. A bit more health on the planes, otherwise identical. Yeah, I don't see a difference. Same bomb damage, same everything basically, just more health on the planes. 33 knot speed. Is that's Iowa speed, isn't it? Yeah, it's identical to Iowa speed. 17.1 rudder. 17.2 rudder. So I guess the same rudder. Really, I thought this thing looked fucking gigantic, this Delaware. Like, it looks huge. Interesting. Surface detect 16.2. 16.2. Whoops. 13.1. That's pretty good. It does seem like an Iowa, yes. An Iowa with some trade-offs. 80.8k health. Wait, what was Iowa health? I don't understand why these things have more health than the battleship counterparts, considering these things have bombs to deal damage from safety as well. And you would probably play this further out anyway. I don't get it. There's gonna be a lot of people sniping at these things. A lot of people sniping this. Probably reasoning superstructure is easy to farm. Yeah, but that should be a weakness, not something that should be compensated for. That should be a trade-off. I don't like that they give it a weakness, but then they compensate for it by giving it more health. Like, no? Louisiana. 96.3, that's Montana health. 35 torpedo belt. What's Monte Torp belt? 37. Oh, but we're running this. I think it's the same. It's identical. Identical? Identical. It's identical AP. Identical HE. 2x3, 1x4. 10 guns opposed to Montana's 12. Interesting. Same Sigma. Reload 30 seconds. Available flight 2, 1. 11 km. Wait, what? I think that they have to be typoing somewhere here. I don't know what they're typoing here, but why does this damage go from 1.6k at the tier 8 to 4.2k at the tier 9 to 2.6k at the tier 10? This is communication error for sure. Miscommunication. There are 2 flights available? So what? Like, this one has only 1 flight. Did this thing also have a... But the tier 8 had 2 flights. So is that the compensation? They give it 1 flight, but it gets a lot of damage on it, and then they give 2 flights again back here. I guess that might be it? Pretty wonky way of doing it, but... 1 bomb of 2.6k against tier 10 subs. Enjoy, buddy. Enjoy. Let's see. AA. Trash. Decent. Yeah, this isn't gonna be enough at tier 10. This is like Monty AA. Good luck defending yourself with Monty AA. Aircraft. Oh, here's the dive bombers. You lose health compared to the tier 9. Lose a very slight bit of speed, but you get 1 extra plane. But you drop 12 bombs. You drop 12 bombs. So full Conqueror broadside. You drop a full Conqueror broadside on someone. Wonder what the dispersion is gonna be like. If the dispersion is tight, this is like 20k HE. More even. Especially at the start of the game when you're unsaturated. It's also gonna break all your AA. This just seems awful to play against. That's what comes to mind with this. Awful to play against. I shoot down the planes and they regen. Hey, I've heard that before. Speed, turning circle, rudder shift 18.6. Wait, 18.6? One of the great weaknesses of the Montana is that it has the worst rudder shift of all tier 10 battleships. It has a bafflingly poor rudder shift of 22.2 seconds. And 950 meter turning circle, 30 knots. But this carrier thing is a knot faster. It has the same turning circle, but it's got a better rudder. How the fuck does it have a 4-second better rudder despite being this fucking abomination? What? This is so obvious pandering to the new shit. Let's not fix the old, let's just pander to the new shit. 16.8 conceal. That sounds low. 13.6 conceal. What? 13.6 conceal. Montana sits at 14. Like, wait, you can't see. There you go, 14. Montana sits at 14. So that fucking abomination is faster, handles better, and stealthier. Man. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? God forbid they would help the old Monty out when they can just copy paste it and make it better and sell it again with planes. You gotta sell them on something, right? Yeah, I wonder if this thing has the 25mm sit roof weakness. Yikes. Congress established the name of the United States selected by the Secretary of the Navy. Okay, this is the history behind the ship. The only other hybrid battleship of the state built an Iowa-class ship and therefore dating was named Delaware. Pan-Asian cruiser Ning Hai, Tier 3. Tier 3 premiums. Who buys Tier 3 premiums? This is going to be free, or this is going to be a loot crate filler. Imagine being wargaming, going to the engineers that made Iowa and tell them, I can do it better and add a flight deck. Iowa is about 880 feet long. Helldiver needs 580 feet to take off. That runway is not enough for sure. Look, when has small details like realism or actual historical facts stopped wargaming? A compact light cruiser built in Japan for the ROK Navy. Her distinguishing features were her moderate speed and relatively powerful artillery for her size. In-game Ning Hai is notable for her long-range, rapid-firing guns and powerful torpedo armament. Okay. After Kearsarge got spaced armor and that stupid sit, I think this will be the same since it is meant to be based on the NC anyway. It's just more power creep. That's exactly what it looks like. More power creep and planes. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay, very squish. Very squish. Very squish. Oh, a fair bit of duck cover. What's the reload? 8-second reload. Huh. 10% fire chance is pretty cracked. If these guns are like decent. 2x2 torps. 7k range torps. Huh. No AA, of course. Slow as shit. Handles like a god though, holy. Handles like a god. But this range is like really good. 13.7 km range on a cruiser at tier 3 is cracked. Like many of the battleships don't have this range, I'm pretty sure. Like, Like, what is the... What's it face? South Carolina range is what? Oh, it's 15.7. Wow, it was more than I remembered. Bellerophon is 13.7. Dreadnought is 13.7 as well. But still, for a cruiser to have that range is pretty spicy. SC has a lot of range. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Kavachi, I think Kavachi doesn't have any range. Let's see. Kaza is notoriously poor. I don't have a Kavachi here. Shit. Mayogi is known for its range, but let's check Kavachi. Yeah, 10.9k km range on Kavachi. Yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty nasty to deal with, that little cruiser. It's gonna be squishy as hell, but if it gets to sit in the back and just farm... Kavachi was suffering, yeah, it really was. Interesting. Pan-Asian battleship Sun Yat-Sen, Tier 9. Those guns look really big. Surely this developer isn't dented enough to add more Overmatch at Tier 9. Right? Because, what the f... This looks like a Sovietsky Soyuz with Overmatch. A battleship similar in many respects to the Sovietsky Soyuz class, except in the gunnery department. Sun Yat-Sen is armed with 6 457mm main battery guns with good accuracy and range. Holy pepperdent. Oh my god. She also has a healthy supply of HP and good armor. Wow, that sounds like so much fun to fight. Her AA defenses are average, but with the help of the defensive AA fire consumable, she can deftly fend off enemy squadrons. The main con of the ship is the reused number of guns, which you make up for by having fucking Overmatch. The ship's consumable are represented by damage control party, repair party, and defensive AA fire. Yo. Jesus Christ. 88.1k, plating 32, torpedo protection 35. So is this just like a Sovietsky Soyuz? This is like just a Sovietsky. 88.1, 35, yeah, it looks like straight up Sovietsky. And Sovietsky's armor is like really good. Sovietsky's armor is like fucking crazy good. Dealing with this thing is gonna be fucking suffering. Unless it gives you flat broadside, you're suffering. 14.5k with 26 second reload. What? 29 second reload and 13.250. So you get a 10% increase in alpha. Wait, what was it? Was it 14.5? 14.5, yes, it's almost 10% increase in alpha damage. And what, about 6-7% reload? Wait, but is this with module? This is no, no fucking way. 33. Oh shit! It's got like a what 20%? 20% faster reload and 10% more alpha damage. Wow, losing those guns really stings it. Wow, that must really sting, man. What a horrendous trade-off. Losing 3 guns, losing a third of your guns, but getting 20% reload and 10% AP damage to make up for it, and then gaining Overmatch in the process. What a horrible trade-off, truly. What a horrible trade-off. You poor thing. Wow, what a weak ship. Exactly what the game needs, man. More Overmatch. That's what the community has been asking for. Overmatch, planes, and submarines. Truly, the 3 fucking best designs. Thank you. Sigma 1.8 maximum dispersion. Oh, it's not gonna be Soviet dispersion, is it? So this thing is just gonna sit at range and fuck you, isn't it? It's just gonna sit at range and fuck you, right? Because Soyuz has 1.7 Sigma. Soyuz has 1.7 Sigma and Soviet dispersion. This thing has better Sigma and no Soviet dispersion. Well, we don't know that yet, but still. with good accuracy and range. I don't think it's gonna be 20.7 cam range, man. Soyuz is 19.4, so it's got more range. It's got more range as well. It's got 1.3 kilometers better range. Jesus. Airstrike, depth charges, 25-second reload, 2 flights, 1 bomb, 1.6. Okay, sounds lethal. AA looks very lethal. At least the mid-range is decent, but yeah, no, that's pretty sad. 28 knots speed, 950, 14.9. 29.4, this is with flying. 28 knots, what was this? 28, 950, 14.9. 950, 14.9, so it's copy-paste everything else. It's copy-paste, but just fucking overmatch. Is the concealment the same? 16.7 doesn't seem that hot. 13.5. What does this thing have? About the same, I reckon. About the same. So it's pretty copy-pasta. But this thing, oh, this thing also gets defensive AI. It's standard DCP though, so it's not Soviet DCP. Which is shit if you want to push in, but if you just play it at range with this Overmatch horseshit, it's gonna be quite good. No Russian DCP is a trade-off though. Does Sovietsky Soyuz have any AA? It has short range, it's got mid-range that's 3.5. Okay, so you lose a flak, but you gain a lot of mid-range. You get half kilometer mid-range range, and just all the auras combined. I think you lose a bit of AA, very small bit though, but you get defensive AA to make up for it, so you actually gain a fair bit of AA, since this will buff your continuous, which is going to be the vast majority anyway. So you actually gain AA. So this thing is literally just a souped up Sovietsky Soyuz. It's a souped up Soyuz with Overmatch. The first president, Sun Yat-Sen. This is why when World Warship created a design for battleship representing a further evolution of Sovietsky Soyuz of the 1950s with an even more powerful main caliber and upgraded artillery and electronic armament, we felt that such a monumental ship would be worthy of bearing the name of such an outstanding historical figure from the Middle Kingdom. Okay, why are they sucking up to China? This is such Chinese player pandering. Is there like a new player base evolving from there or something? Because this is like the most obvious pandering I've ever seen. Holy shit. This is like the most blatant pandering I've seen. Commonwealth Cruiser Hector. What the fuck are you? Hello? Look at me, Hector. Wait, what the fuck is this? Okay. I mean, I'm interested. This at least looks fucking unique. A project for an enlarged version of the Dido class light cruiser, tier 9. The main difference between her and her prototype lie in the more powerful guns and torpedo armament. Hector is armed with 1433mm guns divided between 7 turrets, as well as 4 4-tube torpedo launchers, similar in characteristics to those aboard the cruiser Neptune. As a British ship, her torpedoes can be launched one at a time. The main battery has a high rate of fire, yet low damage and armor penetration values. The torpedoes have comfortable torpedo launching angles. The cruiser has good concealment and maneuverability, but low HP and weak armor. Consumables, damage control party and repair party with standard settings, a crawler smoke generator, and a choice between defensive AA fire and hydro. Wait. Crawling smoke. So we have a nose in Minotaur with crawling smoke. That could actually be pretty fucking fun. Not gonna lie. That could actually be pretty fucking fun, but it also seems like this is something that can explode very goddamn easily. I can see the stepped Citadel armor right here. I can see this step up here. Is it like Neptune hull as well? I wonder. Holy shit. 34.4k health on a tier 9 cruiser. Yikes. 16mm plating, which means overmatched by 230mm guns and larger. Okay. That's oof. 4% torpedo protection, so... so basically a sheet of paper between you and the torpedo. Good to know. 15.6 km range. It's tier 9 though, so you can slot range, but I doubt you would. It's like doing range Minotaur, like, you can, but you're dented. But you can, but you're dented. But you can, but yes, you're dented. But yeah, most likely people are gonna go reload on this thing. Oh, it has HE! What? HE! Well, it's not Royal Navy, it's Commonwealth, totally different thing. HE, 22mm pen. Yikes. That's like superstructure and DDs only. 8% fire chance. 792 meters per second chill velocity. That's pretty brutal. 792. 792, Jesus. That is, with light small shells, that's gonna slow down fast. AP 2550, same shell velocity, reload 6.7. 238k HE DPM and 320k AP DPM, okay. 238k HE DPM, where does this put us at tier 9 cruisers? 238k HE DPM, let's see, let's look at our tier 9s. 238k HE DPM, that puts us right between Seattle and Sejong. That is pretty fucking spicy. 320k HE DPM. Yeah, we're sitting here as well. Huh. But this is theoretical HE DPM that I don't think you can achieve. Because I'm wondering, is this HE DPM calculated based on all turrets? Because I'm pretty sure if you're giving broadside, you can't use this turret. It's going to be blocked unless it's arcing right over. And most of the time you're going to be nose in, so you're going to probably be cutting off these guns as well. I'm pretty sure full broadside you won't be able to use some of the guns. So that's all gun DPM, which is probably not realistic. I'm going to say that's probably not a realistic DPM to calculate. Still, 22mm HE pen means, obviously, compared to these other guys we just mentioned, it kind of suffers on the raw DPM. It kind of suffers on the raw DPM. Seattle pens, what, 30? Seattle pens 30. Sejong, what does Sejong pen? 21. Sejong is as shit. But still, 22mm HE pen is a weakness, but a lot of guns means it scales extremely well with fire flags and the fire starter perk. I'm not new in Wales, thank you for 13. Mihai and Misi, thank you for 14. Marmite, thank you for the gifted subs. Maybe as a top high firing arc, maybe. You might be able to lob over the turrets. Interesting. Very fast turret traverse. Seems quite accurate. Depth charges 5k to 8 bombs. Okay, so it's ship-based ASW. That's always shit. Always weakness. Because you have to physically go there, which is just suffering. Torpedo tubes, 14.4. This is Minotaur torps, or Neptune torps, whatever. These are very spicy for YOLOing. Very spicy for YOLOing. With IFHE you have 27. Yeah, I doubt you'd build this ship for IFHE though. It's not worth it. You don't pen enough things for it to matter. You're better off just farming fires. Okay. Stealthy. hard-hitting torps. AA. How is the AA this shit? 4 flak. Terrible values. Aren't these like... These are like the fucking dual purpose. Like, you see how you can fucking aim the turret straight up into the sky? These are literally like AA guns. Holy shit, this AA is complete dog shit. Like, absolutely complete dog shit. 4 flak. 77 continuous damage. I don't even know who to compare this to like visualize how shit this AA is. Like, what's Jutland AA? 3 flak, but it does more damage. Like, Jesus. That is absolute shambles of AA. Like, holy shit. It's dual purpose, shooting ships and shooting confetti in the air. I mean, when the Baiji has better long-range AA and more flak than you, Baiji is an Izuma, that's pretty much all you need to know about this AA. It's a tragedy. When Baiji has... Izuma has 50% more flak than you do. That's all you need to know. Pretty sad. Maximum speed 34. Yikes. That is slow. Handle... Whoa, turning circle is good, but rudder is suffering. Why does it have a 9-second rudder? 9-second rudder? Isn't that pretty awful? What's Neptune's rudder? 8.6. Okay, to be fair, we're running the rudder mode because you can't run prop. But still, 9-second rudder. Ruin has... Well, this is also... Wait, oh, we're not running prop mode? That's a mistake, don't copy that. It still seems really bad. 9-second rudder. Turning circles is great, but rudder is rough. 10.5 detect. 10.5 detect. That seems pretty decent. That actually seems quite good. 8.5 conceal. Okay, I can understand why it handles a bit poorly. That's kind of brutal. 8.5 conceal. It outspots basically everything at tier 9 that isn't a destroyer. It basically outspots everything at tier 9 that isn't a destroyer. Air detect is also extremely good. That's extremely good. Smoke firing penalty 4.6, that's good because it's supposed to be crawling smoke. 8.5, holy shit. Maybe run the double rudder? Maybe. It's a bit sussy though with this speed. Oh, you have no speed boost. Yeah, I don't know, it's a bit sussy with this speed and no speed boost. You're not gonna be juking much in this thing then. DCP, standard repair, not super heal, standard heal. Okay. Hydroacoustic search or defensive AA. Obviously you're gonna run hydro. I mean, you're smoked up cruiser. If defensive AA actually did something, you might run it, but it's not an option. Crawling smoke, duration time 90, duration time 20. Okay, so this is how long it's active, this is how long each smoke puff is active, and this is the cooldown. So you got about the... Once the final puff runs out, you got about the 2-minute 40-second break in between, which is kind of fucked. That's one of the great weaknesses of these ships. You got that 2-minute 40 time that you have to find a way to be useful without exploding. If it gets 5 km Hydro, it's pretty spicy. If it gets 5 km Hydro, it's actually pretty spicy, because then you can sneak up on ships. Okay, land for Arthusa. Most of the 16 Dido type air defense cruisers that were designed Designed a cruiser of such class. And forgot the AA, of course. Really? Really? I mean, I know this is why this is why they took their fucking submarines, and despite the player base screaming and shouting, they pushed it through. I know this is why they did it, because money. But fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, man. Until morale improves, right? A diesel electric submarine with a long operating time, intended for use in the Pacific theaters. In the late 1950s, the submarine underwent a major upgrade. Unlike the researchable British submarines, Alliance has access to both acoustic and standard torpedoes. The acoustic torpedoes have a shorter distance at which they stop homing. Oh god. As well as improved turning speed towards pinged targets. Oh god. But they are extremely slow, giving an opening for enemies to evade them. An opening. Giving an opening for enemies to evade them. Gee, that sounds really encouraging. They also deal low damage. Like the researchable British subs, Alliance has an impressive die capacity and good speed but a small HP pool. 15.4k health with DD saturation. 90mm plating. So just as armored as a DD, but 15.4 health. Jesus. For tier 8 destroyer, isn't that quite decent? Isn't that quite decent? Let's see, tier 8 DD. What kind of health pool do they have? That's more health than Erland, Loyang, Yukikaze, Asashio, Kigero, Cossack. It's the same health as a Benson. It's the same health as a Benson. Except it has built-in saturation. Fringe saturation. Okay. Small HP pool, by the way. What do you call the destroyers that can't dive and just disappear and evade, that don't have built-in fucking saturation mechanics? What do they have? And non-existent HP pool, perhaps? Sonar, 6.5 second reload, 25 second ping, double highlighted, 55 seconds. Holy shit. So wait, if he fucking double pings you, you got 1 minute of sitting there with the ping. Yikes. Torpedo tube 6 is 1. Okay, that's 0 damage. Even with the ping increasing it. Reload time 30 seconds though. Oh no. They're hella slow. But with this reload, so you're just gonna be launching them. And they're gonna be traveling, and then you're gonna be pinging. And the guy sees a couple, he damage cons, dodges them, and then as soon as DCP runs out, he's pinged again, and there's already new ones on the way. Torpedo detectability 1.1. Oh shit, you better be running Hydra. What are these, YOLO shotguns? Shotgun torps? 65 knots, 10k each. Reload time 30 as well. Yeah, these are the shotgun torps. 4 torp loaders in the bow, 2 in the stern. 31! Oh my fucking god. 31 knots! 31 knots. Of course. Nice. And then we add in the what? The 18% perk. And we are sitting at 36.6 knots. Wow. 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 36.5 knots. Nice. 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 Akizuki does 33 knots, by the way. Akizuki does 33. This thing literally is 10% faster. All the IGN DDs do 35 knots. Cossack does 35.5. Orkan does 35. Cossack is 36, Lightning is 36. So Siliwangi is the same, 35 is 36.5. It's basically faster than roughly more than half the DDs in the game. Like this is the speed. It sits what here? It sits here. So it's in the faster part of destroyers. It's faster than Sherman? Yeah. Can you really slap speed flag on it? At one point you couldn't slap speed flag on it. Can you slap speed flag on it? Surely not. Oh, you can? Of course you can. That's great. That's fucking great, man. Turning circle 590, rudder shift 6.1. IRL it does 18 knots. Does it really? No way. Wait, what class was this? No way. Oh, is it this thing? HMS Alliance. It's this thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's this thing. HMS Alliance. Yeah, this thing. HMS Alliance. This is the ship. Speed 18.5 on surface, 8 knots submerged. After streamlining, it does 10 knots underwater. Oh my god. Rudder shift 6.1, 590 turning circle as well. Oh my god. Bruh. Really? Isn't that like really good, even for a DD? What is that rudder? Turning circle 590 on a sub. I thought subs turned pretty poorly. But not in this fucking game. 590 meter turning circle. That puts it like here. It puts it here. And this is how many other... Like it will outturn and outrun the majority of the destroyers at same tier or higher. That's fucking insane, man. 5.7 surface detect as well. DCP, hydrophone, submarine surveillance. Wow. 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 Another fucking success story. Another fucking success story, boys. I mean, there was one cool looking ship in that list, and that was the Hector. Because that seemed like a fun ship. Like a short range, highly vulnerable smoke light cruiser thing that looks like it explodes if it gets caught in radar, but has a fair bit of ducka if you manage to use it. Like, that looked like a fun idea. But then fucking hybrid ships and submarines and like, yikes. Yikes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, that battleship line is gonna sit so goddamn far in the back and snipe, it's not even funny. Like, take your average Kearsarge player and multiply that by 10. That's how people are gonna play that new hybrid line. They're gonna sit at max range, send out their bombers, and they're gonna snipe. In this game, sub-packed with million torps won't explode after a torp hit, so... Yeah, I know. It's... Well. I guess what the silent majority wanted was more subs and planes. I'd like to have a chat with this silent majority. I'm starting to think this silent majority is a bit of a fucking asshole, man. If you ask me, I'm starting to really dislike this silent majority guy. He fucking really disagrees with everything with me when it comes to this game. I'm starting to be pretty convinced that this silent majority guy is an absolute fucking asshole.